Should be live, hopefully. We are indeed. Let me copy and paste the link, check if the audio's all right. We are indeed. Let me copy. Yeah, nice. Live, copy, paste. Oh. I need to bring the chat up, don't I? Let me bring the chat up right quick. Morning, Stephen. Morning, Dominic. All good, all good. Another random live stream again. You know me. The window's right up next to my computer, so if you can hear cars roaring past, I'm very sorry. But that's just it's very hot today, so I'll leave the window open. Move that way slightly. About there will do it. Hope. Ugh. Not bad for a first visit to the stream, is it? 125. Charlie, how's it going? How'd it go on the Premier League finals? Yeah, it was good. Yeah, that's what I can say. It was good. My first sort of PDC event. Witnessed Jose de Souza miscount live. Met Ross and Zach for the first time. So, all good. You may notice my board sounds a little different, and it's missing some stickers. So, yeah, I took the stickers off the surround just because I want it to look a little bit cleaner. The stickers have been replaced onto a piece of paper, or like a piece of sticker paper, wax paper, you know what I mean? And I've taken the carpet surround bit, you can sort of see up here. I've taken the carpet out of the back of the board. I will be replacing it, it's just the carpet looked really like old and ropey, so I've swapped that around. Eventually what will happen as well is the dartboard will move this way slightly so I can fit my folding hockey on. So that won't be too noticeable. Oh dear. But yeah, it's been a good week and a bit. I'm watching on my phone and on my TV. I see. That's interesting. These guys are absolutely flying up the hill. What's everyone's plans for today then? Chilled out Sunday for most people. Good switch, 97. There's a joggers run up the hill, which you might be able to hear. I don't really have a structure for this live stream, I'm sort of throwing. So if anyone wants to give me some checkouts or something to do, 140. Oh, Yankee Clipper, good morning, I didn't even see that. Plans to install air conditioning. We are starting a 4-day heat wave. Nice. I need to get some sort of aircon. Or like those like bladeless fan things. They're basically aircon, aren't they? That's the thing, in my room it gets really hot because in the morning where the sun rises, it rises right into the window, which is there, and it comes straight through the window and it heats up so quick. And the problem is the heat gets trapped, like in this room, it doesn't go back out. So it's hot like basically all day. It does get cooler of an evening, obviously. But yeah, it's like hot from 5, 6 a.m. all the way through until sort of 3, 4 p.m. and then it will die down a bit. But then in the winter as well, you also get very cold in here because the sun moves past quite quick. So you can't win. But yeah, I definitely need to get something because I'm not looking forward to playing darts in here over the summer if I'm still playing GDL. If you didn't see, finally got out to play some darts, actually out in a proper venue on Friday as well, that was good. Also the reason why I sort of ended up trying to find a raised ocky, because I feel like a raised ocky will improve my game at home as well. But the plan is to hopefully reduce the amount of hours I practice at home, go out more to practice, and then also go out more and play more tournaments as well as like league and stuff and GDL. So lots and lots of darts, if I can fit it all in. So, ooh, hot, hot, hot. It's not even that hot, like it's just one of those things. Right, let's play some 1-2-1 because I need some actual focusing to do. Simple 1-2-1 in 9 darts. Leaves me 64. Ugh, no score. I've been actually quite good on the 16-16 recently. I don't know what it was. I was playing on Friday at 16-16 quite a few times when I was going for it. He says, leaves me 58. Didn't give myself a double the whole. I have one dart double in 9. That's poor. 1-2-1 again. Leaves me 78. Oh, give up. I knew I shouldn't have streamed this morning. It leaves me 56. I plan to go to the pub and play darts with other people this Friday. It'll be the first time in the year, can't wait. Morning, Kieran, how's it going? Yeah, Friday was just really good to go out and play somewhere different. I felt a bit more sort of like focused when I was playing. Like at the minute, like I feel like my improvement that I had from when I first started playing in like November 2019, that improvement I had to get up to a 60 average was really quick. Like I probably started averaging about 60 like September, like August, September times, so about a year ago nearly, or 10 months ago. And it sort of steadily creeped up, like by maybe one average point a month, but like I'm still not, I'd say like up there. Like I still average like 60 odd, maybe just over 60. So I need to find a different way of practicing so I can start improving it again. Oh. 39 leaves me 72. No. Yes, it does. Oh my god, miles away. Right, how's it going? Can you throw the beanies? Sure. I need to replace the flights and stems though. That Bobby George review got me some new subs, 2 off 850 now. Nice work. Good going. If you're in this stream and not subscribed to Kieran, which I don't think you are, like I'm pretty sure everyone is, make sure you go over and subscribe. It's really annoying because on like live chats on YouTube, you can't click on someone's name to go to their channel, which is really annoying. I need to sort that out. Does support a football team? Yes. I support Ipswich Town. I have a, remove this, I have a signed shirt over there. So, yep, Ipswich Town is the team I support, unfortunately. Okay, got the beanies. There. I haven't thrown these since I hit a 180 with them the other week, so. Oh, look at that. 140, straight off the bat with the beanies. .60 with a dodgy deflection. So I can actually throw the beanies quite straight, but the problem is they just don't give me a lot of consistency. I feel like the beanies are something I would actually throw. The beanies are something I would actually throw if I was having one of those days where like I just can't get the darts to sit properly because you know you're always gripping them the same way every time. I was very tempted before Zach put the order in for my darts to order another 2 sets with a very slight scallop in, but I don't know if I was to order another 2 sets with a slight scallop, they'd cost more per dart. So I just left it. if there's a second version, I might do a very subtle scallop similar to the Joe Cullen darts. So I might try and do something with that. Am I impressed with thumbnail? Yeah, it's really good. Considering you're using Adobe Spark and not like Photoshop or anything, it was quite good. Me, when I mocked up those the darts, because obviously I only had the render of the dart itself without the point and the stem and flight, so I just basically took the stem and flight and the point of the darts corner website or some Locksley darts and stuck it on the top. And yeah, I was like, oh, that's just makes me want them more now. So I should have a new shirt on the way, hopefully. I don't know if Carter's in the middle of designing it or not. I don't know how busy he is, but hopefully he remembers. Oh. Nah. What I like with the beanies is I can propel them better. But that's probably more because I'm holding them in the middle as well, rather than the front. Because when you hold the dart at the front, you have to like drag the dart through, like you have to pull it through. Because if you hold the dart at the back, you can push it and it will get some momentum. Whereas holding the dart at the front, I feel like it's a bit more precise. Like you can sort of pull the dart through. The only problem is sometimes you will have the odd like dart where you like just don't pull it hard enough. Sounds weird. You know what I mean? Like you don't get enough momentum on the dart. That's why I have a lot of darts drop low. Whereas when I hold the dart in the middle, if I just hold my darts in the middle, they do go. I just slipped down my hand. They do go higher, but they go all over the place because of how inaccurate I am. But I think when I get my custom darts, I will start holding the dart a little bit further back because I'll have the smooth section as a reference. So I will probably hold it just under the smooth section. My laser hockey's turned off. It's running out of battery. So I'm getting a new one soon. Oh, but that's annoying. Well, I know roughly where I stand. There's a big patch where I stand all the time. 45. Went to watch my team in a playoff game, very nerve-wracking game, especially as a derby game. Yeah, I had that a few years ago. Ipswich played Norwich in the playoffs. I don't know how long ago it was now. It was like 2015. Yeah, so we played Norwich in the playoffs, and I was there for the first leg. And Norwich went 1-0 up, and then when we scored the second goal, it was probably the most celebrated goal I've ever been a part of at a football game. Atmosphere was unbelievable. Right, let's get back to playing some 1-2-1. We'll play with these beanies. It's really annoying that this fucking laser hockey's turned off. Let me I don't think I have any batteries either, which is annoying. And I don't have a plug for it either, I don't think. No. Oh well. Leaves me 69. How do you check out 69? Treble 19, isn't it? Oh, that's poor. He's 35. Oh, so what? I shouldn't have streamed. So what? Boom. Did everyone see the news about the WDF World Championships? Absolutely buzzing with that. Oh. Leaves me 46. 10 over 6. Go with 10. Yeah, I think everyone who was like everyone who grew up without Sky when they were younger and was into darts was sort of a big fan of sort of the BDO. At least I was. Like, I didn't grow up with Sky for sort of like the later part of my childhood. So between sort of like when was it? I'd obviously watched the BDO Worlds before. I'm guessing with my uncle and stuff and my dad, but I think the first time I watched the BDO Worlds and remember it properly was Martin Adams versus Phil Nixon in the final. And I sort of always watched it from then up until it moved to, was it Quest or like BT Sport and Quest or something? Like it moved away from BBC and that's when I stopped watching it. What was that on? One, two, three, wasn't I? Yeah, because I just hit double 16, didn't I? Shout with that for breakfast. I haven't had any breakfast, to be fair. I'm not a breakfast person. Yeah, I said hello. Way up in the darts. How's it going? I'm going well. Very hot. Very hot. I didn't turn alerts back on, did I? Because last time I just looked, and like last time I streamed, it was like new subscriber, Osty, love darts, Kieran, Short. Like everyone who I know was already subscribed, just unsubscribed and then subscribed back again. Swifts are all flying about. 1, 2, 3 or not? There we go. Oh, Lord. 106 left. Hmm. 52 left. Oh my Lord. That's the problem I have with the beanie dart sometimes. I drag them. That was me going for tops, by the way, and it landed down there. I really need something on the floor so I know what I'm throwing from. Yeah, that'll do. That's right, isn't it? Yeah. Lord. What dartboard is that? This is a... Technically, it is a Winmore Blade 5 dual core. But it's from Red Dragon MPQ board thing. So like you can buy 4 not perfect quality boards for £80. So you'll always get value for money, but generally you'll get I've never seen anyone get a round wire board or a diamond wire board from it. They've always got some sort of variation of the Blade 5. So for me, I got this dual core. The only real defect is this treble down here, which is like got a bit of black ink on it, and the wire's like ever so slightly bent, but not like massively, so you notice it. So for me, I always make sure this segment's on a treble that I don't really go for that much. So for me, that'll be like treble 2, treble 7, treble 14. So I just make sure that's always on there. And then I've got 2 regular Blade 5s. No, I've got 3 regular Blade 5s. 2 of them look perfectly normal. And the other one has like a black splodge on it. I could get out of the cupboard actually. Let me quickly do this so I can show you. So, I'll find the right board first. Here we go. So, this is a Blade 5. The reason you can tell is because the Blade 5 has really obvious veins on it. But this Blade 5 has that black splodge there. Which isn't the worst thing in the world. Again, you can just put it on a treble that you don't use that much. And you'll be fine. Or just use it as a practice board. So I've not used this one. I've not used this one yet. I will probably give it to one of my mates who may need a dartboard. And then I've got another 2 Blade 5s which look perfectly normal. Also, they do come with the what do you call them? I can't remember what they're called. The Rotolock system screws, but they don't come with the actual twisty bits. So if you have an old Blade 5 and then get the MPQ range, you can just take them out and put them on a different board. Or ask one of your mates if they've got an old Blade 5 that they don't use anymore, if they could donate some of the twisty bits to you. When I go to the pub again next Saturday, I'll be 1 year older than I was last night. Eh? So your birthday's this week, obviously. I was confused. I thought you were trying to say your birthday was today, but I don't think it is. Oh. So yeah, that was a really long explanation, but that is a Red Dragon MPQ board, which is a Blade 5 dual core. I would only recommend getting the MPQ dartboard range if you play a lot of darts at home and go through boards relatively quickly. Or if you are like a captain of a team or a you know, like you run a pub or something and you want to put spare boards up that are like not the best. 20 today, last night. It's probably going to be 21. I'm 21 tomorrow. Oh, I see. Happy birthday for tomorrow, in case I forget. I don't actually think I'm doing a lot tomorrow. But, you know, I'm starving, by the way, again. Every time I stream, I get really hungry. What do I think of the Bulls Advantage 5.01 dartboard? Not used one, but from what I've seen of them, they look very good, but I'm not sure if they're worth the price. So, I don't know. The Bulls board is one of very few that I've actually not used. The boards I have used include 180 Gladiator 3 Plus, Winmore Blade 5, Harrow's Pro Match Play, Mission Samurai, Unicorn, Eclipse HD2. They're sort of like the main boards out at the minute that I've used. For me, the best of the lot is the Gladiator 3 Plus. Then I would say either the Mission Samurai or the Blade 5. Samurai is really good value for money because you're saving £8, which you could spend on other stuff, I assume. So, also, I don't know if people saw my tweet yesterday, but Darts Corner now offer a dartboard personalisation service. If you didn't see my tweet, I believe it costs £50, and it's basically, I think, it's a dartboard, but the Darts Corner logo is on the side, and the website right at the bottom. But then you can have personalisation just underneath the wire here and just above the wire at the top. So, if you want a personalised dartboard, you can get them from Darts Corner. Something that I may have to have a look into when I finally get a job. Yeah, Jack does use a balls board. Darts Ref, sorry. I keep calling him by his first name. I hate people using well, not other people, but I hate using other people's like actual YouTube names when I talk to them, unless I don't know their names. So like when Scottish Lad comes in the chat, I'm not going to say, "Oh, what's up, Scottish Lad," or actually, I don't for Way Up the Darts, but I like saying Way Up because it's like a Way Up Nah. I don't know if that's like an actual thing, but you know what I mean. Or like if Darts Ref comes into stream, I won't say, "Oh, hey, look, it's Darts Ref," because everyone knows it's Darts Ref. He's in the stream. I'll just say, "Hello, Jack." I feel like, you know, or like Zach or Ross or whatever, whoever comes into the stream, I'm not going to call them by their YouTube name. Apart from Dynamite Dave. If Dynamite Dave ever comes in the stream, I always say Dynamite Dave. Or Mark from Love Darts, because obviously he's my mate again. Just some of them things. It's like you don't go to work and say like, "Hello, supervisor." Call him by a name. Ugh. But yeah, Darts Ref did do a like a review on all the boards, I think. So if you want to find out what the ball's advantage is like, there's a video out there somewhere. I can't remember how much the ball's advantage is worth, but it's quite a lot of money, I think. What I don't really. So you've basically got like two brands of dartboard. You've got like, or two sections. You've got like the super expensive dartboards, which are like the Bulls board, the Shot board, the Eclipse HD2, and then you've got sort of like, I don't know, like you got your Blade 5, which is like £40. Your Mission Samurai, which is £32. Harrow's board, which is £40. Gladiator 3 Plus, which is £40. Like, it's very sort of samey. I think Mission, getting the quality they have out of their dartboard and putting out for the price they have, they've done really well. Although I don't know if like, Obviously, I'm not sure how much the dartboards cost to get from the factory, but whether Mission is selling at a lesser markup, or they genuinely have found a place where they can get boards cheaper for a good quality. I think the one thing we all want to see is a Loxley dartboard. That's what I want to see. 180 Gladiator board's really good for the price, same with the Mission Samurai. Yeah, 180 Gladiator is like my top end. It has to be the 3 Plus, because the Gladiator 3, the wires lift out of the board. Because what they've done with the Gladiator 3 is they tried to make it so the wires weren't embedded into the board as much, and they put like these little clips at the top of the wires and they embedded them. But the problem is they just start lifting out. And in the Gladiator 3 Plus, they rectified it and actually put the wires into the board like most boards do. I think what they've done now is they've relabeled the 3 Plus as just a Gladiator 3, but I'm not 100% sure. Motorbikes, man. Yeah, Mission Samurai is the best board on the market for the price. 100%. You're paying less than 40 quid with delivery. I'm going to chuck them on all the dots. But as I said, I'd like to see a Loxley board, whether or not. I'm guessing they've considered doing it, but the problem is they've got to be able to actually sell them, because like any new dartboard these days, you have to be competitive. Like the Mission Samurai, if it was the same price as the Blade 5, wouldn't have sold as much as they would have done. Wouldn't have sold as much as they have. Like you have to be competitive in that sense. Because at the end of the day, most dartboards are the same. It's just the Blade 5 has the most exposure because it's sold in sort of like major retailers like Argos and places like that. And it's always been like the board. Like the old Blade boards are always shown in the World Championships and stuff. Like it's always been Winmore Unicorn. But I think in this last sort of year, people have started to realise that maybe Winmore aren't the best board on the market. Like they're still good. Oh, first throw back with the other darts, 140. So yeah, it's if Loxley were to make a dartboard, which I would really like to see, they'd have to be able to do it in a way where they'd know they'd sell boards, because like I say, you've got to get a really good quality dartboard for cheap, or there's got to be something about it that make people want to buy it. Now, people will want to buy it because it's Loxley, but also you've got to have, like I say, the right stuff to sell it, and also to buy dartboards with like branding and stuff. Obviously, it'd probably come from China or something. Like ridiculous amount of money to get dartboards in. But yeah, it's something I'd like to see. Because like you could imagine the design already, right? You could have like the Loxley logo up here, then you have like the little cross with the arrows to the side, and then the name of the Loxley board here. So you could have like, I don't know, whatever you would call the board. Something to do with archery. What's the target called in archery? Is it just called a target? Do you think the new Darts Corner customizer board will ruin the authenticity of Mark's board? will it be a bonus from Mark because he can have more personalised boards? Yes and no. I think when they sent Mark that board, I always had the feeling that they were trying to experiment with something with personalising boards, because it's been done in the past, but you normally get it from like some weird company and it takes like ages to come. And I always think Darts Corner, when they sent that to him, I thought they must be experimenting with something, because there's no way they would do it they would do it as a one-off, but also like to set all of that up to get that printed would have taken a bit of time. You would have had to have like slowed down a bit of production and stuff. And obviously those dartboards are made, they're not made in factory, I don't think, so you'd have to get whoever the supplier is to make it up for them, and that might cost a bit of money. So I always think that was sort of like a prototype of what this now customization thing is. The only difference is for this new customizable dartboard, you can only have your name at the top and bottom. You've still got the Darts Corner logos at the side, whereas Mark actually has sort of his Love Darts logo at the side. So that sort of makes it a bit extra sort of, you know. I remember Edgar doing an interview of, was it not Mark? I don't know. But yeah, I remember they said they wouldn't tackle the board marking, but from what I've heard, I think Loxley have done better. This was like really early on in Loxley's like thing, weren't they? And I think from what I've heard, they've done a lot better than they were sort of expecting to this year. Like I say, their products got out of stock quite quick, especially like the Robins and stuff. So I think there's some stuff they're now sort of considering maybe they could do. Cases is another thing I think they'll probably do at some point, which I want to see. But again, like cases are an easier thing to go into, I think, because cases are cheap, and it's cheap to get your logo on because it's just embroidered or like whatever, and people will buy them because it's Loxley. Like, people like the brand Loxley, so cases are probably a better thing to go into. But I definitely think there's some products out there that they might do in the future, or might consider doing. Like I say, a dartboard, yeah, maybe not. It might take 3, 4, 5 years. Did I send out the stems and stickers? Oh yeah, I sent them off yesterday. I want to say that. Yeah. I heard that there's no new tech in boards. Not really. Like I say, if you're looking at like the newer boards that are on the market, the Mission Samurai 2 being the newest, there's not really a lot in that. But I feel like over the course of a few years, there'll be someone somewhere that'll come up with a new way of making a dartboard. Like, there'll be a way of, I don't know, making wires thinner or attaching the wires to the board differently so that they don't pack the sisal up too much. A different type of bullseye wire so it's not as thick, so it doesn't pack it up too much. Different way of printing the board. There's so many different things, like on the production side of things, that could change, I think. But like I say, in terms of technology that will actually benefit the consumer, I don't think there's much out there. Maybe a new way of attaching the board to the wall, so that you don't have to worry about like drilling holes into the wall would be a good one, but whether or not that's a possibility or not, I don't know. I feel like some sort of stand that can go up against the wall but not attached via like screws and stuff. Ryan Searle case, yeah, I'd like to see. I'm not sure if like they would do cases for the players themselves, although I feel like that's a really good way of selling cases. But like, if you notice, the Loxley shirts aren't on Darts Corner, and that's just because they don't sell as well as like plain generic shirts, and also especially because like the Loxley players aren't the biggest players. Like Matt Edgar's shirts sell okay because of his YouTube channel, but they still don't sell as much as like Michael Van Gerwen shirts, Phil Taylor shirts, Raymond Van Barneveld shirts, probably even like Joe Cullen shirts and stuff like that. Like, there's a reason why you don't see many pro player shirts on the market, and that's because not many people will actually buy them. That's another thing as well. Like a generic sort of Loxley polo shirt would be nice, I think. Or you know what I mean, like a generic sort of Loxley Dart shirt. But again, it's one of those things like, how much does it cost to produce the amount of shirts for a minimum order to sell them off for profit? Because you don't have to sell all of them. You just have to sell enough to make profit. So I don't know how much it costs per shirt if you're ordering like a few hundred. I don't know if they can make the board wires thinner. I originally thought they could paint the markings on, but it would cause arguments whether a dart was in a treble or not. Yeah, I think it is. There's a possibility to go slightly thinner, I think. Like I say, this maybe not like. I think the balls board and the shot board is like the thinnest you can go. A way of getting the wires more flush to the board, possibly. So like it's pretty much a completely flat surface. Would be another good one. Oh, it's Mark. I'm not really concentrating, Mark. I'm just talking and throwing. How long have I been streaming for? It's really annoying the Streamlabs doesn't tell you, so I have to open up YouTube and stuff. Yeah. Started streaming. It was only I've only been streaming 47 minutes. It feels like I've been here for like 2 hours. Also, it doesn't help. My laser rocky died, and I don't have any batteries, so I've got to put my shoe there so I know where I'm standing. So yeah, just talk about you. Balls 501 and Bandit Warren superb. Yeah, that's I don't know if that wiring is the reason why they're so expensive. I couldn't imagine like that type of wiring costs more to make, or by much anyway. So there'll be a point where that sort of wiring becomes the norm for dartboards. Anyone know who's selling the Phil Taylor Undisputed shirt as Target don't have any? No idea, unfortunately. Trying to think of any shops. Double Top Darts maybe, Darts GB. I'm not sure if Darren has any, Mark. If you know, I'm not sure. I don't really know if he sells shirts. $60. Import costs for the shot inflated shot prices. True. Yeah, I guess so. That's true. Oh my lord, where's that going? I wasn't lined up properly there, clearly. Oh, itchy back. I've been trying not to lean in as much when I throw. Because last week I filmed my throw for a video and I scrapped the video, and then I put that video up on Friday when I went and played darts, and it got pointed out that as I throw every dart I lean forwards more, which I did notice last week. So I'm trying to learn to stand up straighter so I don't force myself to lean forwards. The only problem is sometimes I throw and I do that and go backwards. There you go, that third one was perfect. When are you streaming and playing on Naka? Come on, Mark. Should have been yesterday, but he didn't. Mark's a Saturday night man. It's Saturdays, isn't it? Ross is normally Fridays, Mark's Saturdays. Dynamite Days, Fridays and Sundays. Neil's darts is Wednesdays and some other days. It's really nice now to have like the free time after uni, but also it's stressful because I only have so much money to last me. So I'm trying to find a job in digital marketing or similar. So then your issue is, if I can't get that job, then I've got to try and find a job somewhere that's like almost guaranteed to take me in. So, you know, probably like a supermarket because they're always looking for people, or pubs now they're opening up and stuff like that. But at the same time, I don't want to get into that job and then be there for like 2 weeks, then get accepted for another job. So, would you relocate? No. That's what I mean. Like digital marketing jobs, like there's so many of them in London, but there's also a lot in Cambridge. But I wouldn't relocate to Cambridge. I'd probably commute just because it's cheaper. Also, similarly, I've got commitments in Suffolk and stuff. So, like I say, football teams that I coach and stuff, and I wouldn't want to like reset up in London and try and do that. So, and also all my family live in Suffolk, and I don't want to be like coming back and forth from London to Suffolk all the time. Like it would be maybe something I would do when I'm older, like in like 5-10 years maybe. Ugh. Wobbly stem. But yeah, for now I'm sort of looking for stuff. Cambridge is probably the most likely place. So that's, yeah, probably where I would end up. Fucking bike. Yeah. Yeah. Also, it's not that my mum won't let me move out of this house, but because of like certain stuff, like my mum would rather me stay home here because she's within the next sort of year or two she's going to put me on the tenancy for this house, so I would be technically the person paying rent for this house because this is a council rented house, but because we moved here so long ago, they're basically just like the rent's really cheap and they haven't changed it. So I said to my mum, I think the plan is once I start working, because I would be earning quite a lot of money and living at home, my mum will set back most of the costs that I would that most people would have to pay if living with their parents, and I would just put that money towards eventually buying this house or another house. So sort of, I'm saying for a house, painful process. Yeah, that was the thing. We were sort of looking at, when I was applying for jobs, I was looking at sort of like the general sort of wage that I would be on, how much I'd earn, how much my expenses that go out are roughly, which isn't a lot, how much I would realistically have to sort of pay my mum to be here, but not pay too much so that I'm not saving for anything. And yeah, that's the problem is around here. Houses are really expensive, but the jobs don't pay too well, and there's not much opportunity for high-paid jobs. Like a lot of the work in this town is very much like hospitality and retail, and as it should be, because it's not a massively touristy town, but it is a touristy town. So hospitality and retail are going to be the biggest things. Like you don't get many like media companies here. You don't get many like people working in offices for like brands and stuff here. Like that's all in like Cambridge and Ipswich and Norwich and places like that. 55. But then there was also talk of like my brother owning this house as well, then renting it out, and then going to rent the house. Cambridge and Norwich closest bet to a better income, yeah, definitely. That's why I said like I'll most likely go to Cambridge in terms of like work, because that's one where most of the companies that I want to work for are, and also it's the easiest to get to. But if you were to say to me before I went to university, like, would I rather? Well, it's still the same answer. Like, would you rather work? Would you rather live in Cambridge or Bury? I would have said Bury, but also, like, I wouldn't mind living in Cambridge now. Whereas beforehand, I wouldn't have wanted to live in like a city. I know Cambridge isn't like the biggest city; it's more like a student city, which is not as busy, I guess, but like places like London. But I wouldn't be opposed to the idea. Like I've always said, I'd probably live here or like in and around Suffolk. I guess Cambridge is around Suffolk, but you know what I mean. Like little village out in the middle of nowhere. That'd be the ideal place, wouldn't it? With a nice spare room to set up a darts room. Cambridge feels similar to Bury. Yeah, it does and it doesn't. It feels like a very much expanded Bury, but also a lot busier, especially like, well, obviously as you'd expect, but also like, it's really strange because Cambridge, a lot of the busyness in Cambridge is centred around a very small city centre, but Cambridge as a whole, as a place, is massive compared to Bury. It's really strange, but like, as you expand out, obviously it gets less busy. Ooh, even like near Cambridge train station and stuff, like it's not overly busy. Like it's not a busy train station apart from like on peak. Like literally the peak trains like 5 o'clock train, 4 o'clock train, 6 o'clock train. Other than that, like even the station's like completely dead. And that's also considering Cambridge is the place that most people from Suffolk would go to get to, or from Bury and this side of Suffolk to go to get to like Norwich, London, places like that. Ugh, I'm going to stop the stream in a sec. I'm going to hit 3 scores of ton plus and then I'll stop because 1, I'm hungry, and 2, we're not doing a lot. Ugh. Poor. Three scores off ton plus, or a 180. Oh. Tried too hard to get that under the marker. I've done many trains Cambridge to London simples. Yeah, that's like, I know a lot of people go to Ipswich to get to London, but the problem is going that way is like, I think you obviously end up on a different side of London normally. And also, like, it's a bit, I think it's quicker to go from Cambridge because there's more trains that go from Cambridge to London, like per hour or whatever. I think there's two or three trains per hour that go from Cambridge to London, whereas in Ipswich I think it's literally just the one. Oh, I haven't. I scored 100 there. Shocking. Come on. Ugh. I might give up with this. I'd rather go 3 bullseyes or something. Probably rather hit them than a ton at the minute. Oh. That was such a perfectly placed bullseye as well to get 3 in there. Oh well. Come on. Oh, fuck. Just can't use the marker. I don't know why. It was really annoying because there's a video coming up on that. But poor. Oh. Maybe we'll just go with 1 ton plus and then we'll cancel it. Stupid shoe. Oh, all I have to do is keep it straight, and I've absolutely bottled it. Just slipped out my hand. There we go, 140. We'll end it there. Thank you all for joining the stream. Sorry it was a short one again. Sorry I didn't play against subs. Just, again, another very random stream. But thank you all for joining anyway and chatting and all sorts. I'll see you maybe next Sunday. Sunday might be my streaming day in the afternoons, possibly. So I'll see you hopefully then, and hopefully with a video in the week as well. So I'll see you